Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. This will be episode 50 of the Star Trek Enterprise D build. Yay, big 5-0. I don't have anything special planned, just a normal episode, but I thought it'd be kind of neat to, oh well, damn that shadow. Perfect timing, perfect timing. Hey, see, recording. But, yeah. Anyways, I did some work on the, a couple episodes back, I had some lot of Yeah, I did some had some problems with the server with my system and not recording video correctly and all that other stuff, and it really threw me for a loop. And I was in the process of rebuilding the fish tank here, and I didn't actually show the footage of me and what I accomplished as a completed area. So here we are, episode 50, the fish tank. The fish tank. Yay for the fishy tank. Yes, you can see it's been quite refined out, reflected out, or whatever you want to call it, flushed out. There we go. We've got two fishy, emergency fishy life pods. These are the fishy life pods, or the escape tanks. And what happens is the fish, hopefully they're smart fish, and they get in the fish tank, and then the pods squat those little clamshells over there. Yeah, beforehand, the fish tank evacuation system was up here and then it fed down. I couldn't reconcile it with the with this cargo bay down here because it came down right here, right in front of this door, and it was just I don't know, just a really bad setup, and I just did not like it. And that was the way it was set up, I believe, in the Sternbach plans as well as even the Wi-Fi plans. This is actually based off the Wi-Fi plans, by the way, this room. So it's a combination between the Sternbach and the Wi-Fi plans. I just had to make it work. So we made it Minetrek-y. You know, this is a Minetrek design. Yay for us in Minetrek. Of course, this is the bottom of the cargo chute. If you can look up here, check that out. This will probably be completely reworked, most likely because of the changes that were made. I, sorry, I don't know if we're going to keep it 4 here. It's only 4 there. I don't know how we're going to reconcile all this. We'll figure something out. We could easily go to 4 on this, on all of them, all the way up, and then M could just work it out, however she wants to work it out. She'll be able to see it, and then she'll be able to see, okay, I need to do this, that, and the other thing to fix this tube. But this will all be fixed once all the decks are in. And then down here, of course, this will be closed off, but this will be the bottom of the clam, or where the clamshell is. I don't know what they call it, the clamshell, but it does look like a clamshell. This is basically like it is on the Voyager and the cargo bay on the Voyager, just a big open area that slides away. And it drops down and then just sort of kind of retracts into this section under here and a section over here under here, and then the ship opens up and you basically have a big hole right here. I don't get why it's here. I think it's a complete horribly stupid idea, but hey, you know, Star Trek, go figure. Then over here, it's not really defined yet what this area will be. I put a couple of those. Can be exotic life habitat or fish tank, cargo holds and cargo processing bays, exotic and especially cargo hold as well. So it's basically, I just had to use the space up or something. Otherwise, it was just pretty much dead space. A little control room right there, all through here. And I'm deciding whether or not I want to keep this corridor. I think we have to keep this corridor because I don't think this corridor goes all the way around the. In fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So we'd have to either this corridor would actually have to go up into the deck above it somehow. Here's a little turbolift that I snuck in here, and because it wasn't there in the plan, so I put it in myself. But it comes through here, and you come up into here into this room here. Then it's all into the cargo bay. Now I could redesign this cargo bay and actually seal this area off, and then of course it would just come along here where these escape pods are, which haven't been placed yet. And this would be a corridor along here, and then it would just jank back into this corridor. I don't know if we want to do that or not. I really like how this looks. It really looks good in the old Enterprise D, and it's just one of the things that we all wanted to kind of keep if we could. So yeah. Anyways, go back up to the fish tank here. Whoop, we're on deck 12, deck 13. Deck 13, deck 14, here we go, deck 13 and 14. As you can see, we have quite a lot of observation lounge or labs. We have the equipment airlock right here. So you'd open the door, the thing would come in, the door would close, the door would open, go into here, into the fish tank to get rid of the dead fishies. And because we all know they won't keep the tank clean, and somebody might overfeed the fishies, and they'll die. But more labs, and I even added some observation windows ports here. So these corridors through here will probably be widened out for the purpose of having those viewports. Then of course the room splits. Here is the fishy tanky transporter-y thingy. The transporter systems will be over here. I haven't resized this room yet because I don't need to. I can just put all the transporter stuff in this room and leave this room the size as it is. And then up in here, not really sure what we'll put in here. Probably storage. Not sure yet. That's deck 13, so we'll worry about it when we get down to it. And then of course you pass through here and you got the fishy viewport. Oh, where's the water go? And then over here another little observation room, and then this is part of the fish tank recycling system. The water and stuff goes into here, and then down here there's another one. Back here, another little intake point for this right here, which is an airlock. And this is all airlock space. Okay, I remember now. I switched this to an airlock from being a fish tank, so that's the only fish tank cleaning system. I'll probably add another one down here, down on this deck if I can. Actually, I don't even know what's below here. I don't recall. What's this here? Escape pod systems. So it can be escape pod systems and fish tank recycling easily. Plenty of room for all of that through here. Additional fish tank waste clean systems. Cool. Yay for us. Alright. Now, there's an actual plan, pattern that Shadow came up with that will be pretty much the way that the floor is going to get set up. I don't know if M's going to implement it or not. This right here is just a placeholder block. These right here are just placeholder blocks, of course. And so is the magenta. And this right here is actually the hull. So, actually it's not the hull, it's the windows. Actually it is the hull. It's the windows above and everything else. So, yeah. Just to keep it covered up. And we'll come approach, but this is actual hull right here. Drop out here, you can see where the hull is. Now, we could fix this real simple. I'm going to grab some half slabs, and I'm going to start here. I'm just going to half slab this off. It'll affect the lounge and stuff, but here, right along here, I've got an idea. Let's go ahead and grab our stone stairs. Like that. Kind of a unique look. It's a functional look. And you can see there, it doesn't matter. But what I can do here is I can just do this. Just like that. And here. And here, same thing. And then we'll just half slab them. Yeah, it's kind of a functional look to it. Just for shits and giggles. See? And then of course we can come up in here then. And, oh, it went too far. Let's go down. Here we go. Wow, we really jumped down, didn't we? Let's go back up in here. Try this all over again. There we go. I knew we'd make it. Then we can come through here and we can make sure that we're not exposed out to space anywhere. And these windows here, it doesn't matter. They can be covered up with whatever. I mean, because the only way you're going to see them is you're looking directly up in there. And if push comes to shove, we can just leave them open, just leave them exposed. And this, that one too, because down here is an actual lounge. So what I would do here is I would do something like, where's my black half stabs? Or no, let's just go ahead and stick with the stairs for now, because why not? We can stick with the stairs. Gosh darn it! There it is. Grab the stairs, and we just go around it like this. And then we fill in the area, like so. There, so the fishies have that, and then they also have this little one right here. And this way here, when we decide to do the shadow floor pattern and stuff like that, we can do the entire floor and not have like a part of the hull sticking out. Now let's go ahead and go down to this lounge here and take a look at this lounge. Now, I cannot do the same thing with this lounge that I did up there because, look at that. That is just way too big. Now I can recess that, but it would still be half slabbed. And if the half slabs are down here, it would look like crap. So there's no way that I can hide the fact that we're going to be standing on hull. Now I can do it up here, but I cannot do it down here. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to accept the fact that this is hull and probably just make this carpet. And this is an exposed corridor. So when they come through here, they'll know that this is an exposed corridor. I'm not a big fan of leaving it as an exposed corridor because basically all you'd have to do is shoot a window out and then out goes everything. So if we did do this, but darn it, I'm torn. I really am torn as to what to do here. So I'm going to fill this in because I definitely don't want to screw it. And yeah, I'm really torn. You know, how can I tell you? The designers of the D, when they designed the exterior, they had absolutely no idea per se what the interior was going to look like or how things were going to relate, things like that. And we've been running into these problems a lot. And I'll show you up on deck 11. I think I may have in a previous video on how I addressed the window issue for deck 11. And it'll also be addressed like that at deck 12. But down here, I think this will probably just be carpet, and basically it'll be an open area, and you just come walking over here, it could look like that. And if it gets hit, it gets hit. You know, I guess we could double wall and put like bulkheads right here, and another bulkhead right there, and then maybe bulkhead right here and a bulkhead right here. But I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. I will spell YouTube eventually. There we go. But yeah. Anyways, because the tanks are separated, I think I may have mentioned this in a different video. The corridor stops here at this one here, but you want to get to that other corridor, so you would come down here and say, "Hey, Xfinite says hello, YouTube," and you come through here and. See, and you come up into this corridor. So there's a bypass for all that, and it works out well. Let's go ahead and take a look up here real quick at deck 11. You see more of these office areas here. I like these airlocks. I think I borrowed those. I think probably, I don't remember where I got them, but I borrowed them from somebody. I thought they would work well as airlocks here as well. So this is the main deflector for the saucer itself. Somebody went ahead and decked it out. Very interesting. I actually had to make that a little bit bigger because it was a very shallow slope, and there was just no way it could be a deflector. It looked hideous, unless it was a flip down deflector like one of those old lights you see in an old car from like the 70s. But what we ended up doing here for the windows, actually to see it better from down here, these are the windows. And they have that angle that we see in, that's an iconic sort of a look on the bottom of the saucer, but there was just no way to reconcile it for crew quarters above it. So what I did is I just stacked them in there like this. So they're actually stair-stepped in here, and this took quite a bit. I think I talked in another video about how we went through here and reworked all this, and M. Heller and I, it took us a couple of hours, but we finally came out with a system that we liked. And she went back through and she retextured all of the floors and set up everything the way it should be set up for this deck for diplomatic purposes. This over here is what we call the, say for example, they don't breathe oxygen, but they want their own little area. So this area here is an isolated diplomatic quarters. And there's 4 quarters in here, so per side. So 4 on this side and then 4 on the port side. But this is basically an isolation area for diplomats who, I don't know, maybe they don't like other aliens, or they require a specialized atmosphere or whatever. This is their section right here. They have 2 offices. They have their own little lounge, and of course there is a stairwell here that does access deck 10. It, you know, basically, so if it's not pressurized, and I see that the roof hasn't been put in this yet, but you can access it directly from deck 10. just come down here. And it can be closed off. We can usually set up an airlock system. So when you step up in here, the door is closed. And if you got to come down here, you got to step in. Like what you saw in Babylon 5. If you recall Babylon 5, they had the non-Earth, non-oxygen breathing diplomatic areas. And that's kind of where Em and I were thinking about this right here as being that. So that's our logic for this. And I think it's a brilliant idea, to be honest with you, because why not? And any section can actually be sectioned off for that purpose. But this was it just worked out so well for us. So this would be the Vorlon section right here. This is what I'm calling it. This is the Vorlon section. Anyways, I decided against putting one high systems along the rim here because I really just didn't want to take the time to do it. So I just put the ribbing in instead, and we can always replace the ribbing later on, and with one place systems. And you can see here how it's double walled or double thick here, but it stays the single pattern. I pulled that off by offsetting this one. Normally this one here would be 1 over. I just, instead of being here, it would just be like a U or like an L shape. I decided to make it a W shape so that I could get this one off pattern all the way around, and instead of having the double patterns over there. So that's what I did there. Of course, in the last video we were working on this section, which is over there, and I haven't done much on that since these episodes actually recorded back to back. So I recorded episode 49 and then I right into episode 50. Anyway, Shadow has been working really hard with M on these gymnasium systems, and I'm going to show him off now. Well, I'm show off what he has so far. And this is like you saw earlier, Guardian saying Shadow is just so damn good at what he does. He is really good at what he does. So hopefully he doesn't burn out, because we really need a really talented builder since we lost one of our great detail builders and one of our support builders recently. So yeah, it's good to have Shadow. But this is like all underneath area here. So this would be like, this is where all the old volleyball shit gets stored. Pool systems. Good idea. Very good idea. And we need a pool hall too. Possible and small tank for water if pool is drained. Okay. Very cool idea. So a lot of little nooks and cranny stuff through here, but this isn't by no means the meat and potato sections. Hot tub sauna support systems. So he's got a hot tub sauna system in here. And here we go. Let's go check this out. 0G. This is a 0G lounge. I'll bet money on it. Yep, anti-grav area. Look at this. Isn't this badass? I'll bet you anything you got this from like Ender Games, because that is just really cool the way you did this. This is all right. Hats off, man. Hats off. This is fun. This is a fun little room. I love these. This was a great addition to the game. These little these little light posts. Very cool. And then you got an interim turbo lift, which basically is, if I can fly, would be nice. But then you got this area in here with looks like a little lounge above us. We'll go up there. Workout room, free weights, resistance, and let us fence now, Wesley. Oh, do I have to? So, oh, that was odd. Huh, weird. I thought I stepped up into a block, and so we got our lounge. This will be the bar and grill. And then we got like a little sauna pool up here, and then a pool. Nicely done indeed. And I like the feel of this. This actually feels like a resort hotel sort of a feel to it, or a luxury liner. And then what's this area here going to be? Oh, it's locker rooms. So you definitely got to have a little room to dress up to go in the little swimming pool, and another lounge. Yeah, this lounge this isn't going to work, guys. This lounge will need corridor access. So let me go ahead and grab a sign here real quick. Yeah, it needs corridor access through here. So whatever we have to do, of course I put it right where I need to walk. We need to make it so that we can get into the corridor, or even to the turbo lift. Huh. Yeah, we're gonna do it. There we go. I want that block, and I want this block. All right, so I modified this slightly. It'll probably have to be mirrored to other sections, but yeah, you don't just have a lounge off of a locker room because that just doesn't work, guys. I've never been in and I've been in a lot of places. You don't have a sealed off lounge directly into a locker room. Um, you can't do anything here because the pool is right here as well. So come back here. Get back here, damn it. Nope. What I would do, guys, is I would parse this off right along this arc here, and grab a sign. There we go. And I'll point that out. So they see this. Because if there's a locker room right there. There's a corridor access right there. And there's this here, but there's no corridor access anywhere along here except through the locker room, and that's a bad thing. You have to have corridor access. We do have it right here. So we have corridor access right here into this area. We need corridor access into this area here. There's just no two ways about it. There has to be corridor access. So that. There we go. Yeah, this is absolutely mandatory. You guys definitely need to have corridor access, so we can where it steps up here, we can do this. Reason for it is you just don't have a locker room and these rooms be sealed off. The only way to get into these rooms through a locker room is not a good idea. So yeah, I would definitely do what I'm doing right here, and just so that you have access to this corridor. That's my game. That's really what we need to do here. So let's go ahead and locker that out, or excuse me, message this out. Need to have access from corridor to all areas. There we go. And when Shadow gets on later, I'll have him look at this and stuff like that. So yeah, because if I have to go back through and retrofit all the gyms this way, we'll probably have to do that, because we definitely need to have access off of this. That's the only access from the corridors was right there that I could see, and that can't be done that way. It's got to have more access points through here. Same thing with this side. We need to make sure that let's go more. It doesn't have to be that thick. It just has to have access to the corridors. So must have corridor access. Otherwise, there's really no point to it. I mean, granted, you have your corridor access here, and you could easily just have it come through here to here. Something like this as well. But there has to be a central core. There has to be a way to get from here out to the corridors. And of course the Jeffries tube, or the turbolift door, would work here. Get rid of that. Do that. There we go. and that would work. And then what's this area here for? Boxing ring, whatever. Uh, Same thing. Got to have corridor access. These corridors can be adjusted, but you definitely need to have corridor access here. So if we just make it the size of a turbo lift, that would work as well. You can double wall it if you want. It doesn't have to be double walled, but I just double walled it because this side over here is double walled, so why not? But yeah, there we go. Actually, look at that. Oh, that needs to be there. Son of a gun. That one doesn't. There we go. Alrighty, that's my input. Let's go over here real quick and take a look at this side. Oh wow, quite a bit of stuff going on through here. So mostly this looks like it'll be open area, so that'll work out just fine. Then over here, more open areas. Got a corridor access there, and then you could easily have corridor access along this wall if you like. Yeah, so what are these rooms? These are racquetball courts. Let me be Parseesi Squares rooms right here. And we're back. I'm sorry, the ban hammer had to fall. I had to ban somebody just a few seconds ago for being an absolute complete utter douchebag. And what can I tell you? You get trolls on a server every now and then, and they're just complete and utter douchebags. So that's what the ban hammer is for. And this right here is the kitchen, or the galley, for a large mess hall, diplomatic mess hall. And this will be the walk-in freezer. Kind of have an idea what I'm going to do with the freezer, but I think I'll ask if Shadow wants to do up the gallery real quick, because he's really familiar with those. I'd loved if I could have made this 4 tall. I really would have loved it. That would have been so much better, but again, we're limited because the ship had to have its decks in certain places in order to do things. So deck 10 forward obviously had to be, you know, right there. There's just no two ways about it, and that affects everything below it because everything else has to have its own deck, and that's why some decks are 4 high, some are 5 high, and some are 3 high, is because of the pre-existing deck plans and designs that are iconic places on the ship that actually have to be there. Anyways, I do appreciate you taking time to watch. Again, this was episode 50 of the Enterprise D build out. I do hope that you watched the entire episode. If you have, word of the day will be Enterprise D episode 50, or just type in episode 50 at the end, and I would greatly appreciate if you'd hit that like button for me. Again, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.